Hi all! Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Good morning, everybody. Well, we have a video again today that's going to cover, once again, multiple topics. But before we get there, I want to say a few things. First off, I've gotten multiple emails and messages from people telling me that they're not getting notifications when I upload a video. People have unsubscribed, resubscribed. I'm not sure what's happening or why it's happening, but since I literally am right now putting out a video every day, just come every day. And just so it's not too boring, I'll leave my second bit of information for the end. Okay, so we have a lot to cover today. Let's jump in. Let's go. I'm starting off with a story that came out about Mr. Rajan. Apparently, he was supposed to host 2 Radio 4 programs and did not. And it's now being reported that that 2-part quote-unquote documentary that he put out was supposed to line him up as the new BBC political editor, and it's put that in jeopardy. There's so much backlash over the Prince and the press that, after it was shown that he called Prince Philip a racist buffoon and all the other things that he said, that he should probably lay low and let it all cool down. Laura Kunzberg, I hope I said that right, is quitting the BBC as the political editor, and apparently this guy was lined up to take that spot, but now it's in jeopardy, as well it should be. My follower, Lillian Harris, pointed out that if this had been a Caucasian reporter reporting about a colored pair of brothers, it would have been labeled racist. And she pointed out, rightly so, that he is an anti-British, anti-monarchist, and sorry is not enough. Lillian, spot on comment. Another follower, Gmail VPhone, I hope I said that right, pointed out that this gentleman was born in Calcutta, India, and migrated in with his parents and have had all the benefits that the UK has to offer. Kind of like biting the hand that feeds you. And Desirez22 pointed out that as someone who was not even born in Britain, they feel they have the right to criticize the culture, history, and monarchy. If he's not comfortable, then he should go back where he came from. Moving on, the bullying claims between Meghan and Kate are back in the news again. This happened how long ago? I'm not sure why it's reemerged, but let me remind you all what Meghan had said.
A few days before the wedding, she was upset about something pertaining to, yes, the issue was correct, about flower girl dresses, and it made me cry, and it really hurt my feelings.
The old newspaper articles started to come up. They said Kate was in tears because of how rude Meghan was to the staff. But the other stories that came out was that it had to do with the flower girl dresses. And then another story came out saying that Meghan had another child bully Charlotte at the dress fitting. It's really hard to know what the truth is when there's so many different versions flying around. But I'm even more questioning why this narrative, this whole victim narrative, is coming back up. But here's the interesting part. Meghan claims in her interview, as you know, that it was Kate who made her cry, right? Well, this is what Omid Scobie posted. Meghan Markle's proof that Kate is the one who made her cry was apparently part of an email that she sent to the palace. And in the email it said, and I'm quoting, "Well, if we're just going to throw any statement out there now, then perhaps Kensington Palace can finally set the record straight about me not making Kate cry." And here's my problem with that proof. First up, we've never seen the email, so we don't know the whole trail of it and what was said. Second of all, it could have been that Kate made Meghan cry, but Meghan made Kate cry in return. Number 3, we've never seen the alleged proof, although we kept hearing how she has all her receipts. We've never seen it. And fourth, she has no credibility. She's been shown to be a liar, so I don't believe any of this. Sorry. And that's what happens when you're proven to be a liar. Nobody believes you. All right, moving on. The next story we're going to touch on is going to be Harry and Meghan's Spotify deal, or possibly a lack of it. Could you imagine these streaming people signing a deal to give them millions upon millions of dollars, and they put out one podcast and nothing else in a year? It doesn't take a genius to figure out what happened here. Their podcast was a joke. They didn't know what they were doing. It did bad in the ratings, and they put the brakes on. Their Archewell audio was supposed to, quote, create programming that uplifts and entertains listeners around the world. And Spotify even claimed that the first complete series from Archibald Audio on Spotify was expected to be available to stream in 2021. Obviously, that didn't happen. It appears that when they signed initially, they were unaware that there would be no scripts ready and that they actually would have to come up with their own content. And it appears now that Spotify had to give them a nudge because they went to New York and they're producing stuff for Netflix and they're doing all these things. They went to Vax Live, but they're not producing anything for Spotify. You know, they more than likely have a contractual obligation that they have to meet. And if their contract says that they have to deliver content in 2021, then they have to do that. So since they signed this deal, they went on Oprah, they went on Ellen, Harry did Dax Shepard, they've made several media appearances, but they haven't done anything with Spotify. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. All right, moving on to our next story. Prince William is participating in an Apple series called A Time to Walk. It ties in with the Heads Up mental health that he and Kate have been doing for years and years and years. It looks like it's going to be an excellent series, and the idea is to get people out and moving. What's really fabulous about it is there are 3 mental health charities that will be getting donations from this particular thing, and all the money is going to the charity. William isn't pocketing anything. Sounds pretty cool. Good for him. I think it's wonderful that he's working with Apple. But I thought this statement from Apple was fabulous, that the Duke agreed to take part in the special episode highlighting the importance for fresh air. In other words, he didn't go to them, they went to him. William said, I'll do it, but you have to give a 5-figure sum to these charities. And Apple said, okay. And during this, Prince William said he listens to this song, Thunderstruck by AC/DC, and that it wakes him up in the best mood possible. And you can see the comments below. People are absolutely loving this song. Yeah, you have to listen to it. It's by AC/DC. Finally, we're looking at the fact that Harry has jumped on yet another bandwagon. Where does that boy find the time? Once again, he was lecturing everybody from his $14 million mansion, a safe distance from everywhere, telling us what we should do with our lives. And with that, I agree with what Lauren Burnett wrote, that the prince doesn't want to actually work, that he was placed on the earth to pose for photos, write letters, and preach from a safe distance, sort of like his military career. I also like this comment from Meghan's mole. You know, Harry's always talking about corporate greed with COVID and the vaccines, but since they're essentially using Archewell as a personal slush fund, they probably shouldn't be saying anything. Spot on. It's Finn update time. I haven't updated in a while. He seems to be doing okay. My husband and I recently bought several acres of land. We're hoping to move out there soon, and we took him out there to run on the land, and here he is now. Finn? Oh, somebody's tired. Somebody's tired from running around. Oh, my goodness gracious. You don't want to get up at all, do you? No, that's okay. You stay. You stay there and sleep, baby. All right, to finish this up, I'm getting emails and comments again about the coffee/alcohol fund, so I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version. Here we go. I started that fund when I first joined YouTube because I gave up coffee. I was donating my money to the animal shelter and to Meals on Wheels. Coffee is super expensive, and I just felt that money would be better spent elsewhere. So I started the coffee fund, and then people started putting in money and saying, listen, forget the coffee, buy Finn a toy. And if that's what you requested, then that's what I did. Then other people put money in and said, I can't believe you had to watch that Oprah show twice. Here, have a drink on me. And that's how it became the coffee/alcohol fund. At some point, you guys were so generous that I was able to go buy coffee and noshas and deliver them to first responders and fire departments all over the place, and I uploaded pictures to show you that. We also gave a $300 donation to the animal shelter in the channel's name, thanks to you guys as well. So just think of it as a tip jar. That's essentially what it is. If you like what I do and you want to buy me a coffee or give me a tip, that's what it's for. Okay? So we had multiple stories again today, and I want your comments. What do you guys think about Mr. Rajan laying low? And what do you think about the bullying allegations coming up again after all this time? What do you think about Spotify getting absolutely no content from these two for a whole year? And what do you think about William's Apple series, A Time to Walk? Even though it's not working correctly right now, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget you can email me. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Gab. For those who donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.